Greetings everyone, it is day 4 of post bases, or it could be day 2 of a little bit of everything. So I got down here about an hour early before the guys are scheduled to arrive, and what I want to do is get all of those little 4 square rebar bases, get the little dopey bricks under them, and that way I can kind of just not have to go into the middle of the foundation, because now we have it closed in here, so we're having to go over the ladder every time to get in there. So I didn't quite get those done before those guys sealed me in yesterday, so I want to do those, and hopefully I can get those done before they get here. That way, whatever I'm helping them with, I don't have to keep going back in and out of the foundation. So yesterday I had to get back into this and start chiseling. When I chiseled it out before, it was the end of the day and I was pooped, and you start rationalizing things like, oh, that's plenty deep, and it turned out it was really only 8 inches deep and it needs to be 12. So yesterday I started chiseling on it with the jackhammer, and this end is now 12 inches deep, so I'm going to get some of this out and make sure this side isn't 12. And then that one was pretty close. I was about an inch off, so I'm going to take about an inch more on that one and they'll be fine. And I guess it's always better to do this stuff first thing in the morning when you're fresh. It is the end of day 4 for the post bases and odds and ends. The guys finished getting those 2 sets. This is at the end for the in-law unit. And now I just have to figure out some kind of a cage, rebar cage I got to build in there. And I'll show you what I got going on the back one already. It's probably going to look the same. This one isn't done yet here, but got a cage going in there, and then I want to put one more loop around inside there about halfway down, and that'll be strong as anything. Now I'll take you over to where we were working today in the garage. And I'm finishing up here late today because I was trying to get the rebar done. I was holding up Mark from finishing out the front of the garage. So, anyway, I got to get some rebar so I can finish that side. And that'll be good. And then we're setting these a little bit different because I have to build a shear wall around these posts. So we're going to fill the pier footing to the concrete lines marked in red there, and then that'll leave just a little bit of concrete. So when we fill in the concrete here under the porte-cochere, it'll flow right up to the top of that base on the bracket. So I'm in a little bit of a quandary here. I need 70 more of these anchor bolts. I was way off on my estimate. I think I talked about that in the last video. But the other thing I realized is on my house, the designer, normally you would set the pressure treat mud sill on this edge of the form and you'd have a 1/2 inch gap on this side. But since I have floor joists that are going to hang down and not sit on top of the foundation, my pressure treat board needs to be over on this side of the foundation, which means all of these 100 bolts and 16 hold down bolts are going to need to be moved over to this side if I want them to be directly in the center of that 2x6 mud sill. So my quandary is I have 70 more to put in on this side of the house, and I have 100 here. So do I put the 70 in correct and then come back and fix these, which is kind of what I'm leaning towards? My buddies that are helping me said it really doesn't. It's only basically putting this bolt a 1/2 inch off of center, which, I mean, probably isn't the end of the world. I imagine a lot of times that is might be the case on a lot of the jobs just from the concrete pushing stuff around. So anyway, not sure. Do I put the rest in this way, or do I go back and fix all 100? So that was the update for today, day 4 of post bases. I'm going to start bright and early again tomorrow, getting some rebar. I need one more post base that I forgot for the garage. And I got to pick up those anchor bolts and anchor bolt holders that I talked about in yesterday's video. So with that, I want to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.